Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy. I'm 40 years old and I have borderline personality disorder. And I am sharing my journey of healing, growth, and trying to find my own self-worth and self-love from within. Today I wanted to give an update on my EMDR therapy and also talk about some other things that are going on in my life. But first, the therapy. So it's been really amazing for me so far. I believe I've done 4 or 5 sessions now, and I've been able to basically reprocess 2 very traumatic events that happened to me in my childhood, and it has released like so much anxiety from me. It's made a huge difference. Now, I still have a lot of stuff to work through, a lot of traumas and stuff from the past that I'm going to work through, but we did start with some of the worst. And in 2 to 3 sessions of EMDR, I'm usually able to get the distress from the memory down to a very manageable level and close to even 0. It is a life-changing therapy. If you have trauma in your past, any kind of trauma, I would highly recommend doing or trying EMDR. I'm not saying that it will work for everyone. I don't know. I only have my experience to go from. But for me, it has been tremendously helpful. Now, sometimes it's not easy. I'm not going to act like it's just a walk in the park, because you do have to relive these very traumatic and horrible memories of things that happened to you in the past. But it's worth it to work through them and reprocess them and then replace the belief that you had from that event. For example, the first traumatic memory that I worked through, my belief from that memory is that I am unlovable. Well, that belief has been replaced by, I know I'm fucking lovable. And it wasn't just the EMDR that helped me to replace that belief, it was also all the inner work that I've been doing on myself. But the EMDR is helping me so much. So it's going really well. I love my therapist, and she's helping me so much, not just with EMDR and the trauma, but also with finding myself again, finding my self-worth, and believing that I am worthy of love. And I believe I'm there. I am. And like I said, I still have a lot of stuff to work through from the past, but I'm not miserable anymore. I'm not unhappy anymore. In fact, right now, I feel super happy with my life. Even though I'm alone for the first time ever in like 16 years, I still feel really good about that. And this is gonna kind of play into the next talk we're gonna have, which is about turning down dates. But before we do that, I've got another project I want to tackle. It's time for me to change out the wildflowers on my spring altar. And yesterday when I was walking the dogs, I noticed that the spiderwort is blooming everywhere in the woods behind my apartment. So there's a bunch of it back there, and I really want to go and harvest some. So let's do it. Update, it's windy as hell outside today, so I went ahead and put my hair up in a little bun. Just for harvesting purposes, I really don't care what it looks like that much. And then I got my white-handled knife, which is what I use to harvest herbs and flowers and things for magical purposes. So we are gonna go out and find the spiderwort. I'm so excited. So the first ones I found were right over here, and I thought these were the only 2. Here's the other one right here. But then when I walked a little bit further in the woods, I found so many more. Look how beautiful. These are the ones I'm gonna harvest today, but they are actually blooming. I don't know if you can see that, but they are blooming all up in these woods. They're way on back there, so I don't feel bad about gathering a few of them. We got them, guys. I'm gonna go put these in a vase now. So I already had my vase over here waiting on my altar with water in it to put the flowers in. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. Oh, and I just quickly want to say, whenever I'm harvesting flowers or herbs or anything from the wild, I always say a little prayer and thank like the forest spirits and the plant itself for allowing me to harvest it. And I will leave a little offering there too. So I'm gonna go back out there and leave some spring water as an offering for the forest and the flowers. So I looked up spiderwort in Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Highly recommend this book, and we'll link to it down below if you wanna check it out for yourself. But spiderwort, also known as Tradescantia virginia, is sometimes also known as spider lily. and its powers are love. So the Dakota Indians carried the spiderwort to attract love. So what I'm gonna do is after the flowers dry and fall, then I'm gonna use them to make a little love charm. So we will do that in another video, and that'll probably be, I don't know, a couple days to a week until they dry up and fall off. So another thing that I've been doing since my Christmas cactus here has been blooming like crazy, look at those blooms. When a bloom falls off, I've been adding it over here to my spring altar. It's covered in dried rose petals, and here's a dried Christmas cactus. Actually, it's in the process of drying because it just fell off yesterday. The spiderwort flowers, I'm gonna use those for another purpose. Time for a floor chat, yay! And also, I'm kind of liking my hair up like this, so I think I'm just gonna wear it like this today. Because it's pretty comfortable and I got a lot of stuff to do today. I got a lot of cleaning and chores and stuff like that to do. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about next is dating and turning down dates. So let me just start with the story. This past weekend on Saturday night, I went to Oak Lawn to watch music, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love going there to see the live bands. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, but I just like to see live music, so I really don't care. So I'm just chilling, hanging out by myself, and this guy approaches me. He's a little bit older than me, I could tell. He was pretty good looking, so he started some small talk. We started talking and hanging out and stuff. He was really cool. Turns out he is an attorney, and he was there because he is like defending someone whose horse got pulled from the races for using performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, that is actually a thing in horse races. Now, I am not a fan of horse races. I don't care for them. I don't go watch the races or participate in that, but it is a thing that's been going on here for like 100 years. And anyway, apparently some people give their horses a little horse steroid, I guess you could say, and if you get caught doing that, then your horse gets pulled, obviously. He was here like dealing with some legal stuff around that for somebody that he's representing, I guess. I thought it was very fascinating. He was a really nice guy. I thought his work was really fascinating, so we were talking about that. I was telling him what I do, and then after a while, he eventually asked me out and wanted to take me to dinner, wanted to get my number and all that, and I said no. Now, that may not sound like a big deal to you if you're a normal person, but for somebody like me with BPD who has always looked for validation from men, this is a huge fucking milestone for me. I didn't say no just to say no. I said no because I was not interested in this guy. He was very nice, very cool guy, but I just had no romantic attraction to him whatsoever. Now, normally in my past, I would have jumped on that. Any man who gave me any kind of attention whatsoever, especially somebody who's like, you know, doing well for themselves, I would have been all over that. I would have just went out with him anyway, even though I didn't really like him, just so I could have the attention, just so I could have the validation. But I'm telling you, I am not in that place anymore, and it is amazing. So I just said, no thanks, I'm not really interested in dating. And that was that. And I can't believe that I was able to do that. And so I was talking to my therapist about this in therapy, and she said something that I hadn't realized yet until she pointed it out to me. But she said, you're in a place now where your own company is better to you than just the company of whoever, of like some random dude. And I was like, you are so right. Because in the past, anytime in my past, if some guy would have shown me attention when I was single, that would have been it. That would have been all it took. I would have gone out with him even if I didn't like him, just so I could have the company, because I couldn't stand to be alone with myself. But I'm no longer in that place. I would rather be alone than spend my time with somebody that I don't care for, that I'm not attracted to. And that is like the most amazing feeling, and it really did wonders for my self-esteem. Now, that's not the first date that I've turned down. I've been asked out at least 3 or 4 times over the past couple months. Usually anytime I go out to a bar or just anywhere really, a guy will ask me out, but they were all just like really casual things like, hey, let me get your number and let's hang out or something. And I'm like, eh. But this was the first time that I really like, you know, sat down and talked to somebody and like was hanging out with them and then just decided, yeah, no, I'm not into this. You know, I'm just at a point now where I am totally fine being on my own, and I feel like happy and secure in myself, and I'm not just gonna give it away to any guy who shows me attention. Like, I'm just not. And I would rather be alone for the next 10 years than be with somebody that I don't want. And it's just amazing to me that I made it to this place. So first of all, I just don't really feel like I'm interested in dating anyone really right now. I'm just not ready to go back out there yet. I'm still just working on myself and kind of enjoying that and enjoying being alone right now. But also, it's gonna have to be somebody really special that I really have a connection with before I would date again. And I've already decided I am not, when I do feel ready to date again, I'm not going back onto the dating sites and dating apps. Like, fuck that shit. I hate it. I hate Tinder, all of that. I hate it. There's too much opportunity for deceit. And there's no way you can know if you're gonna have a connection with somebody through an online dating profile. There's just not. I've gone on several dates from the dating apps, and they were almost always bad. The only time I ever met anybody that I really had a true connection with was Limps. That was it. And I just got lucky there, I guess. But for the most part, the chances are very slim, and I would rather meet somebody in person. I would rather meet somebody in real life, because I don't know about you, but I can pretty much tell instantly if I'm going to be able to have romantic feelings for someone. When I start talking to them, just their mannerisms, their voice, their intelligence level, like, I can just tell if I'm attracted to that person or not. Through pictures, it's very hard to tell. When I get to the point even where I'm open to dating, I'm still never gonna look for it. I'm just not in that place of desperation anymore. And it feels fucking fantastic. I am not desperate for male attention. I don't care about male attention. If I ever meet somebody in the future that I want to date, I'm open to that, but I'm not out there just trying to get some man, any man, to come and be with me and pay attention to me. Like, I just don't need that anymore. And it feels really, really good, and that is definitely contributing to my current happiness. I've just stepped out of that desperate state that I used to be in and realized that everything I need, I can give myself. And you are gonna have to be somebody really, really special. You're gonna have to be able to give me more than I could give myself before I would even consider dating you. So that's how I'm currently feeling about dating at this point. And I feel like when I do get back out there, which, like I said, it could be years. I'm not trying to say I'm about to start dating in the next week, but I've just been thinking about it after this happened. Like, what am I really looking for? What do I really want? How am I really feeling about this? And I just don't see myself ever going back out there and looking for a date ever again. It's been really easy for me to meet people, and I know eventually I probably will meet somebody. Even if it takes years, I don't care, because I'm just cool by myself for the moment. But it's amazing to me because I know myself, and I know that the old me from a year ago would have gone out with this guy. Even though I had no attraction to him. He was nice and everything, but just there was no chemistry, on my part. And I know a year ago I would have gone out with him anyway. And then I would have got myself all entangled in this mess, and it would have been hard to get away, and it just would have been a huge ordeal. And now I have no problem just standing up for myself and saying, nope, I'm not interested in that. Because I do value myself and respect myself now, and I know what I'm looking for, and I know what I want in another person if they ever came along. But once again, no longer in that place of desperation. And another thing is, I had somebody comment on one of my videos, one of the ones that I took down, and they were like, where are you going to have all these guys ask you out? And the answer is anywhere. I've been asked out at a couple different bars. I've been asked out at a parade. I've been asked out at Oaklawn. I've been asked out at the gas station. Okay, so I believe if you're coming from a place where you're very secure in yourself and you're going out there in the world just being your confident self, not needing anything or anybody, that draws people to you. That makes you magnetic. And if you just go out there and be yourself, like, guys will ask you out. At least that's been my experience. And this is the first time I've ever been, like, really single for a period of time. So I've never had the chance to, like, really experience this before. I don't have that much experience dating or with guys, like, hitting on me or asking me out because I was married for so long and then in a relationship. But now I find if I just go out there by myself and put myself out there, guys will approach me all the time. So I think the trick is just being confident, being yourself, being secure, not coming from that place of neediness, People can sense that. Oh, and another thing that I've noticed is as I become more confident and more secure in myself and more stable in my identity, the quality of men who are asking me out is increasing. So like 2 months ago, I was not doing that well. And I can definitely tell a difference between then and now in the type and quality of man who asks me on dates, if that makes sense. I'm trying to be nice about it, but you know what I mean. With all that being said, I am super happy with the progress that I've made on myself. I know that I have grown so much over the past year, and everything that I've gone through has brought me to this point where I can finally start to really heal and really become stable in myself for the first time ever. And I'm just so happy, like I just feel joyous every single day. I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm grateful that I get to wake up every day and do what I love and work on myself, and I'm grateful that I live in this beautiful place, and I just have so many things to be happy for. I'm grateful that I have myself, and every day I begin to love myself and value myself and respect myself more and more and more. And I can see that playing out in my social life, which is really cool. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I've got to go do some cleaning. And it's been a while since I've done cleaning content, so come join me in the kitchen, I guess. Because on this channel, we talk about mental health, magic, and the mundane. I love that. I was thinking about making that the tagline for my channel. That's what you can expect here. All right, y'all, I am working on the kitchen today. I got a lot of shit going on in here. So this is the dish rack that I have that I got for Christmas, and it goes over the top of my sink, but I had to move it out of the way so that I could reach my pothos and take care of it today. And when I did, I of course broke my mushroom, okay? This one is still intact, but the other one broke into like 50 pieces, so it's gone. All right, and what I'm thinking of doing, I am thinking of cutting back the pothos, okay? Look how long these two particular vines are. I'm thinking of cutting those back because that encourages bushiness. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that. So I've got these pruning shears here that I bought the other day, and I read that in order to cut back pothos, you're supposed to do it about 1/4 inch above a node. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off like right here. So I'm gonna do about 1/4 inch above this node. Okay, hopefully that's right. But feel free to tell me in the comments if I'm doing it wrong, please. And then I'm gonna go over here to this one, and I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna cut it off about right here as well. And look at this. I kind of want to root these. And not throw them out. So I'm gonna cut it about 1/4 inch right there. And then I'm just gonna kind of tuck this back. And now I've got these two sections of pothos, and I'm pretty sure I can just root these in a jar. I'm pretty sure these can just live in a jar of water. And my original plant though is looking fantastic. All right, y'all, I have got a mason jar filled with water here, and what I'm gonna do is I read online that you can basically just put this into water and it will root within 3 to 6 weeks. So I'm gonna pull off some of the leaves from the bottom, because you're not supposed to submerge any of the leaves in water. Okay, actually I'll pull them all off, but these two. So this is just an experiment, and I'm not too upset if it doesn't work out, but of course if you have any tips for me, please leave them in the comments below. I have done this once before, and I did eventually get them rooting, but I was moving from Colorado to Arkansas and I didn't bring the cuttings with me. So anyway, I'm just gonna take this and put it right here in this jar, and then I'm gonna kind of do the same thing with this one. This one is so pretty. So I'm just gonna pull off the lower leaves. All right, and I'm gonna leave these 2 leaves at the top, and I'm gonna put this in the water. So now I have these 2 cuttings. Hopefully they'll grow some roots or something. We'll keep an eye on them and see. I'm gonna put them up here in the windowsill with the other plant. All right, I'm just gonna put them right there, and I'll keep my eye on those over the next couple weeks and see how they do. Okay, I have a couple more little projects that I want to get done in the kitchen today. And also I was looking at my hair, and man, I really like the way it looks up. So I think I'm gonna look up a tutorial on YouTube on how to actually do like a cute, like low messy bun, because I totally think I can pull that off. Right now I just have like this little half ponytail weird shit going on. It's not really that cute, but I would like to do more updos this summer. Last summer I was like really self-conscious about my hair because it was really thin and I didn't like wearing it up. But now that it's like growing back in and thicker and stuff, I'm really enjoying having an updo. So I think I'm gonna be practicing on that, and I'll show you my skills in a future vlog. My skills. I have no I have no skills with hairstyles. My skill with hairstyles is less than my makeup skills, so be prepared for disaster, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is put up these mushroom lights that a subscriber sent me. Thank you very much. I've been meaning to put these up forever, and since I already have my dish rack moved out of the way, I want to put them on this windowsill. So let's see if we can do it. These are the adorable little mushroom lights that I was sent. Let me show you, and they match my kitchen so well because as you can tell, I've done my kitchen in like these red mushrooms. Amanita. So I am gonna try and untangle this. Well, it's not really tangled, it's just wrapped. So I gotta unwrap it here. Okay, I've got them pretty much untangled, and I thought they plugged in, but they are actually, it looks to be battery operated. So I'm gonna need DC 1.5 volt. What does that even mean? Oh my God, let me open this up. Thanks to my handy dandy toolkit that a subscriber sent me last year, I was able to open this up, and it needs 2 AA batteries, which I do have. So we are good to go on that. All I need to do now is get them where I want them, and then we'll put the battery in. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of string them along this windowsill was my original plan. Let's see how it's gonna work. Okay, that looks like shit. Change of plans, we're gonna put them somewhere else. Okay, what I think I've decided to do is I am gonna hammer some nails right underneath this cabinet right here. And then I have the meat grinder box right there because that is what I use as a tripod in the kitchen. And then I'm gonna hang these all along the bottom of the cabinet right there. Wish me luck. Okay, here's what I was able to do. So I strung them up under the cabinet, and then they also continued into the windowsill. The only problem is one of them doesn't work. And I can figure out no way to open this up and like put a different bulb in. So that sucks. And it was probably from me like slamming them around everywhere. My next little project that I want to do is I have these 2 little hand soap bottles that I had in my bathrooms, and they are both pretty much empty. So I'm going to clean these out, and then I'm going to refill them. I'm going to try to get the labels off, and I'm going to refill them with Castile soap and some essential oil for homemade hand soap. And I do not mind reusing bottles like this. I waited specifically until these were out of soap so that I could reuse these. And they're a little flimsy, but they'll still last a while. So let me see how hard it's gonna be to peel off the label. Hopefully not too bad. Oh, this one's just coming right off. And I mean, you could technically just leave the label on, but I prefer to take it off. And yeah, that just came right off. It is messing up my nail polish pretty bad, but that's all right. It's all chipped up now anyway. I usually paint my nails once a week on Thursday nights. That way they look cute on Friday. Okay, that one's done. And then let's do this one. Hopefully this one is just as easy. Yep, peeling right off. You don't have to spend a ton of money on like bottles and jars and things for your homemade preparations. You can just use stuff that you already have, stuff that's empty. So I guess I said this was going to be cleaning content, but it's more like home project content. But I am going to do a little bit of cleaning because I want to clean up this sink behind where the dish rack was, since I haven't moved it since I put it up in like January. All right, now I'm just gonna rinse these out as well as I can, wash them out really well. I've made a soap fountain. I think the easiest way to do it is to just let hot water run into it until it runs clear. Okay, now I have 2 empty hand soap containers, and I'm not really concerned if I didn't get every single bit of soap residue out because I'm just putting more soap in, so it's not gonna hurt anything. The next step is I'm gonna take a small funnel, and I'm gonna fill these with liquid Castile soap. I use Dr. Bronner's when I can. Today I was going to order some more of this, and I could not find any large containers of this on the internet anywhere, so I had to order some other kind of Castile soap. Hopefully it'll be just as good as Dr. Bronner's. Dr. Bronner's is really the only kind I've ever used. So I'm gonna fill this almost to the top. Not all the way full, because I want to put some oils in there and shake her up. And I use Castile soap for hand soap, dish soap, to wash my hair, like in my homemade shampoo. I love this stuff. I use it for everything. Okay, well, we didn't quite have enough for 2 full containers, but that's all right. Like I said, I have more on the way. As for essential oils, I really like citrus scents, so I'm gonna use sweet orange, lime, and tangerine to make like a little citrus blend. So I'm gonna do this one first. And you don't wanna do a ton in a little bottle like this. So I'm gonna start with 3 drops of lime, 2 drops of tangerine. I really love the lime one. Or actually, I went 3 drops of tangerine, and I'll do 1 or 2 drops of orange. Now I'm gonna put the lid on, shake it up. And it's ready to go. Let's see if it works. Oh, there's still soft soap coming out of it. Hold on, oops. Oops. Okay, here comes my soap. It smells nice, but I still think we could put a couple more drops in. So let me rinse my hands. All right, I'm gonna do 1 more lime. Oops, that was more than 1. And 1 more tangerine. Okay, and that should do it. And then if you do this yourself, just make sure before you use it every time you give it a little shake so it distributes the oils. But there's 1 bottle of hand soap done. And then the second one, and you don't even have to add essential oils to this. You can just use the liquid castile soap by itself as hand soap. And they also have scented ones, so you could get them that are already scented, like there's orange, lavender, peppermint. I don't know why that keeps pouring out like that. And you can just use those. But I like to mix my own little blends, so that's why I get the unscented. I just think it's fun to like mix it up and choose the oils that you want in there. But if you ain't got time for that, just go ahead and get the orange liquid castile soap. Oops, it's slippery as hell. Okay, let me get the soft soap out. There we go. Oh, this one smells really good. Very much like fresh oranges. All right, y'all, 2 bottles of hand soap done. I'm gonna go put these in my bathrooms. All right, and the last thing I have to do is clean these counters, baby. I know you love it, but actually it's more like cleaning the sink and like the backsplash behind the sink, back behind where the dish rack was. Anyway, I'm gonna clean that. I'm gonna use my homemade lemon blast cleaner. I just had to go searching around for a Swedish dishcloth. These things are amazing. I have had these for so long and they work so well as just like all-purpose cleaning cloth. So I just want to clean this really well right here. It gets kind of gross around the edge of the sink back here. So I'm just gonna clean, get all up behind here if I can. Some of this is hard to reach. I'm still debating on if I actually like this dish rack or not, and if I want to keep it or just go back to my little countertop dish rack. But this one does give me more space, so I don't know. I like all the little hooks and stuff all over it. All right, got that shelf on. Gotta be careful not to damage my plant here. Okay, we're back in business. So there's my new cleaned up sink area and my mushroom lights. Do you like it, Morty? Do you like it? Oh, you want belly rubs. You want belly rubs. That's what you want. Oh my goodness. He wants belly rubs. He wants belly rubs. All right, y'all, I guess that's gonna conclude today's vlog. It's getting close to dinner time. I'm gonna have to go get something to eat for myself and feed the dogs. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and listening to me talk about dating and hanging out with me while I got my kitchen stuff done. I also wanna say a special thank you to all of my channel members. Your support really means a lot to me. And if you wanna become a member and join us for our weekly members only live streams, click the button down below to become a member. And as always, thank you to everyone who watches my vlogs. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you with a new video very soon. Bye.